Welcome to You Can Do It. I'm your host, Chris, and today we're going to be installing a Kohler Highline Arc toilet for a client, and we're going to show you how you can do it. So this model is the round instead of the elongated. It's a round bowl. It's chair height, so it's a little taller than the old style toilets. It's obviously white, and so down here it says that it comes with a wax ring, and it has the toilet seat as well to slow close. The only thing it doesn't have is the hose, because they don't know where your plumbing is, if it's 12 inches away, 16 or whatever. So that's one thing you'll need, is the hose that hooks the toilet up to your plumbing. So all right, so we're going to go ahead and unbox this thing and take it out. So here's the tank. Has a real nice hourglass shape to it, and then all your other parts are inside here. We got the wax ring. The hardware is usually in the box with the wax ring, so you got your bolts in there as well. So we're going to set that off to the side. You got the toilet seat in here as well, so we'll try to snake this out of here so it doesn't get in the way. That'll go on last. And if you don't want to lift this out, you can lay it down and slide it out, or just take your box cutter and cut one side out on the box. We'll just do that. Save our back from lifting the toilet all the way out. Alright, so there was a piece of cardboard on the bottom of the toilet inside the box. We brought it in here just so we can set the toilet on the cardboard instead of on the tile, so we're not scratching the tile or chipping the toilet. So we're just gonna, we already dry fitted on there, but we're gonna place the bolts on toilet flange. So this plumbing was done prior to us getting here. We're just topping the bathroom out and finishing it out. So this flange here, the toilet flange, the OD flange, it has these raised lines right here. So when you install one of these, you want to make sure, I took a pencil and marked them so you can see them, but usually this will be going dead center over. You want to center that over the wall and get this centered out, and you want these lines to be centered with the wall. So you want to measure out, make sure it's even on both sides. Unfortunately, it wasn't done so, but these bolts, it looks like it's going to be close. We just put them in, and I tried it, but it'll be close. It looks like it'll work. And it's center over the pipe here. So we're going to go ahead and install it. You will need a 7/16 wrench, a nut driver. I mean, you could use a nut driver. I'm going to use a 7/16 nut driver, or you can just get a crescent wrench if you don't have a 7/16, so you can tighten the bolts. And you don't want to tighten them down, torque them down, because you'll crack the porcelain. I'm just going to probably say that a couple times. Alright, so our bolts are installed in the flange, and we're going to go ahead and take the wax ring out of the plastic. You just want to carefully take this out so you don't damage the wax ring. Alright, so we got the flat side going down on the toilet. We're going to center it over the hole, place it in there, just kind of stick it on there so it doesn't fall off when you pick the toilet up. So the rounded edges are going to go into this chamfered flange here hole. Alright, so we're ready to pick this up and center it over the pipe. There we go. Just keep it right. good. You just want to get it centered before you start tightening it down. And we're looking pretty good there. So we're going to push it down. Just kind of snug it down there so the wax ring seats properly. And there we go. So we have a level on the toilet. We want to make sure it's level, front to back, side to side. If your toilet sits on the flange and it's not stable and it wobbles, you have to get some plastic toilet shims so that you can shim it. And what you do is you cut these, you stick them in there, mark them, and then cut them where you need it so it doesn't stick out past the toilet. And then install it, and then once you get it steady and you got it, you know, tightened down, then you'll caulk around the toilet to seal it, and we'll show you that step as well. So we're going to go ahead, and this toilet requires some shims here. So we're going to probably need one over here and one on this side. Alright, so now we're going to place the bolts, or get the nuts on there. So you're going to place the plastic cap down. It has a little lip on it, and it says right up on top, it says this side up. So we'll put that one on first, then the metal washer, and then the nut. I've got a nut driver so we can kind of hand tighten it. You can kind of see, you want to have that little plastic guy cover the elongated hole as much as you can. Now you just don't want to torque it down because this is porcelain and you can crack it. It'll just crack right here. It'll go right up the tank. You'll ruin it. So here's the egg-shaped cap. This cap is designed to fit right over and snap, but most of the time these bolts are going to be long and it's going to hit the top of the cap unless you're using like a double wax ring or something, or you got some set up there where it's a little bit higher. But most of the time you have to cut this off. So you can use a hacksaw, a small hacksaw, a grinder. I have a real small Dremel, and it has a cutoff wheel on it. It works perfect for this. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to cut these off with the Dremel. You'll want to wear some eye protection so you don't get any metal filing in your eye. So here we go. This is a Dremel, and it just has a little cutoff wheel on it. Alright, here we go. Put the cap on. So I'm going to smear the caulking around the toilet, but instead of using my finger because it just makes a mess, I picked up these little gadgets here at Home Depot. It's just a caulking tool, and they're like little putty knives. They have different degrees and angles on them. So I'm going to go with this one right here. It has kind of a rounded point on it, but they're rubbery. So when you apply pressure, it doesn't allow the caulking to escape. It pushes it up in the front. So you'll see as I'm pulling the caulking, you'll see how it cleans it up nice. So I'm going to put it in here. I actually have quite a bit on there. You'll want to clean it before you put it back on there. Alright, it's time to place the tank on the toilet. So we're going to go ahead and make sure your 3 bolts line up with the holes. There. Push them down a little bit. Now you will need a 1/2 inch wrench or nut driver for these 3 bolts. Or nuts rather. Alright, so you put a washer on and then a nut. So we're just going to get them started. You may have to put your hand down in there in the bowl to push down on the rubber bolt to get it to go through. So we're going to go ahead and start tightening them down. Once again, we don't want to over tighten them, so we're putting stress on the porcelain, but you also want the tank to be level. So here's the hose that goes to the toilet. You notice that it has a rubber cone shape gasket down there along with one over here on the smaller end that hooks up to your shutoff valve. You can put Teflon tape on the threads if you'd like, but when this goes down, it makes a real tight fit. It's a compression fit. I'm gonna go ahead and install the hose from the toilet to the plumbing. And this one up here, you're just going to snug that up hand tight. This is kind of a long. We're going to go ahead and turn on the valve and check for any leaks and just see how things fill up. So you can see that it filled up right up to the brim here, and the float shut it off right at the neck of that pipe right there. So we're going to go ahead and test it. Perfect. All right, so the last thing is to install the toilet seat. We got this soft close toilet seat that comes with the toilet. You got this little flapper door here. You're going to open that up and bring it down over the holes. The hardware they give you these plastic wing nuts, some stainless steel Phillips bolts here. So you're going to take this wing nut that goes on the bottom, and you're going to thread the stainless steel bolt with the washer from the top. So we got the washer, got this other washer. See if we use that. So wing nut on the bottom. Got this guy here. Alright. There we go. And it's a soft close. There you have it, folks. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next video of You Can Do It.